Mama told me when I was young, sit beside me, my only son. Welcome to the show, everybody. We're going to be talking about some random things. I'm sure we'll cover our fantasy football topic. Pete went fishing today. Pete went offshore, got a meat haul. A lot of, heck, I don't even know what he caught. It was a lot. Whatever it was a lot. Maybe some vermilion snapper, I think. Yeah. Anyways. Wes's going to be late. Pete's going to be late. Everybody's late, but it doesn't matter because nobody's watching anyway. Welcome to the show. Real Fisherman is switching it back to Tuesday nights at 8 instead of Thursday at 8. Tried Thursday for a little while. Things start to get a little busy come Thursday. It seems like life's just a little more busy. Tuesday, you kind of got it. The evenings kind of slow down because because the day is so busy. So the evenings slow down, and then later in the week, I think maybe the days start to slow down, but the evenings speed up because the weekend's coming or whatever. But I figured I'd go over while we're waiting on Pete and Wes, maybe go over the fishing report a little bit. The latest fishing report, South Carolina, DNR, Department of Natural Resources. They got the best fishing report. Everybody else, they want to try to capitalize off their fishing report. They want you to subscribe to their webpage or pay a fee to get a newsletter, and they want your email. And just give me the fishing report. DNR does a hell of a job giving a fishing report. For example, Lake Russell for bass got Jerry Cotel. I don't know. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Well, I said it 3 different ways, but Jerry Codal, I'm going to go with that, reports that bass should be in fairly tight deep schools in August. Fishing with deep running crankbaits or drop shot rigs around deep structure will be the best pattern. And of course, live bait will catch fish. You can also find some shallow largemouth in the creeks. At the end of the July, the bite had slowed uncharacteristically, and they hope it picks up again soon. Stripers guide Wendell Wilson reports that in August expect to continue to find a good bite of striped bass on the lower end of the lake with down lines. Another group of fish will be found in shallow water below the Hartwell Dam, where cool conditions on the upper end of the lake can draw stripers to that area. So you got the fish at the bottom of the lake, bottom half of the lake. They're down there in the stratification. They're down there in the thermocline. You know, you're fishing down lines to catch those. And then the fish in the upper river section of the lake, you know, the water's cooler up there because it's drawing water from the lake up above it, you know, off the bottom of that lake down there in that hypolemnian where it's nice and cold. So that water up there is cool. And so you got fish up there too. So you probably got a pretty good dead zone between those two areas, I would imagine. Catfish. Jerry Codal reports that the fish will be caught this month in 10 to 35 feet of water on cut herring and more. So old Jerry is telling you to cut bait. I trust any guy named Jerry that fishes. I trust what he says about fishing. Matter of fact, it was a guy named Jerry probably helped me in my striper fishing journey more than anybody else. I mean, the dude was he's a legend in my eyes. I don't even know his last name. Only seen him a handful of times out on the lake. He showed me. All right, you guys are probably tired of hearing that. Oh, there's Wes. Man, I don't have my earmuffs on. Sorry, Wes.
What's going on, man? What's up?
Have you been talking?
No, I just got on here.
Oh, okay.
Was tired.
So what's going on? You get the deck built?
No, they got it almost done. One of them guys got sick, so they left about 5:00 today.
Oh my God!
Finish it Thursday.
What happened? He got He just got hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That humidity down there up that lake, boy, I tell you, it's brutal.
Is it?
Yes, sir. I believe that shed's the best thing ever done on that camper.
Yeah, absolutely. Shade is priceless, man.
Yes, sir.
Whew.
You know what? I think we've talked about this before, but I was thinking about this coming home, and I'm glad I seen the notice. I forgot we switched to Tuesday. I don't know where Pete's little short ass is unless he's cleaning fish or cleaning his boat. He went fishing today.
He messaged me. He's going to be a little late.
But have we ever covered like throwing a net and knowing what size net to throw for what bait you're looking for? And
I don't think so. I think maybe we did, but we've been doing this for a couple of years. We don't remember half of what we've done. So
no,
we could definitely cover it again. My favorite net is I'm not real picky on brands, although I do kind of like Ahi, the AHI. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Ahi nets. I've had several of those, and I like them because the reason I like them is because I can find them on Amazon, an Amazon warehouse deal where somebody's bought it and then brought it back, and then so it's like been open, but it's still new. It's new, and they drop the price on it. Like that's what I look for. I look for like quality brand, size nets that I want, and I look for those Amazon deals. And I got a couple Ahis for dirt cheap several times. I mean, and they're quality nets. I like them. What's your favorite net size? I think I might try a 1/2 inch next time. Maybe a 5/8, something big. Because when I catch bait, 90% I would actually like to have 2 nets. You know what? I take that back. You know what net I want? And this goes against everybody that I've ever known that knows anything about cast nets. All my friends that are experts in Ryan Spivey is an expert in cast nets. Shane Reel is an expert in cast nets. Chris Hovis is an expert in cast. Like, I got friends that know about cast nets, and every single one of them would disagree with me when I say this, but a 1/4 inch cast net is my favorite freaking cast net. I love them. They are so limp and so soft, and they open up, and people say that they don't sink as fast because it's 1/4 inch mesh, it slows it down, but I think it's so minuscule. I would like to maybe do a test one day, like throw a 3/8 inch versus a 1/4 inch and see how much faster the 3/8 sinks. Because if you get a quality 1/4 inch, something with like, I don't know, 1.5 pounds per foot or whatever, lead, I mean, is mesh really going to slow it down? Are you listening to me, Wes?
Yeah, I am. I was just looking to see where we're going out loud, what page is wrong. Yeah, I'm listening, buddy.
So do you think a 1/4 inch mesh net is that much slower sinking than say a 3/8 inch?
Well, I would have to say yes, just by the science, as far as the buoyancy, how much water coverage you've got, going through it.
If it is, I'll stop using it. But right now it's my favorite. I feel like it's kind of a myth because the reason I say that is because I've had so much success throwing a 1/4 inch mesh because I can open it better. I can throw it better. And everything is better because you bring the fish in, and when you go to dump it, when you pull the thing up and you go to dump the net, the fish just come out so effortlessly. They just slide right out like it's just.
Well, would you say, for instance, that particular net, when you're looking at a net and the weight and, how big it is, or as far as like the mesh size, don't you, do you account for what bait you're going for? Hey, I know this bait, this bait's in 10 foot of water, 12 foot of water. We're going to try to throw a net in 30 foot of water.
And the size of the bait too. Like, you wouldn't want to throw a 1 inch mesh net for thread fin or bluebacks. Yeah. So I actually used to have a 1 inch mesh net, and it was also an Ahi that I got for dirt cheap on Amazon.
You know what fish will mess a net up quicker than any fish in fresh water?
A catfish.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and a gar. Gar are terrible too.
Gar tear them all to hell.
Yeah, I've caught gar in my nets before.
And they just go crazy as hell too. When you pull that net out of the water, they're so sporadic. They'll turn that off.
The worst thing on my nets, the biggest obstruction for me throwing net is brush. Not so much anymore, but used to. Like there used to be this dock light that I used to catch bait on, and the guy just had massive amounts of brush out there.
Yeah.
And it was an excellent place to catch bait. And like I would say majority of my big catfish on Wiley, actually the bait actually come from that place, but it's not good anymore because the guy moved or sold, or he doesn't run that light out there anymore. You know, that's the bad thing about relying on dock lights to catch bait is they can be turned off. They're not sustainable, you know, most of the time. But anyways, I lost so many nets on that brush, man. And I'd get it hung up and I would just pull and pull and pull and pull. I remember one time I pulled so hard that I pulled up nothing but the lead lines. I had the, what do you call them? I can't think of the name of them, but it was nothing but the main lines that go down the net. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Where you grab the horn.
Yeah. Like I grabbed the horn. I had the horn and all of the thick mono. I had all of that. No mesh. Just the thick mono braille lines or whatever they're called.
I'll tell you, I was trying to find this video. I actually, and I don't know if I could remember it or not, but Andrew Talon showed me a way. I don't know if I can find this video, how to load a net. And it was simple as shit. It took me about 15 seconds to load it.
Mm-hmm.
And I could pancake that bitch. And then, I put the video up, and of course somebody said, well, you need to throw a 8-foot, a 10-foot net or a 12-foot net. And I'm like, man, dude, I'm learning how to throw a net,
I think 8-foot's a great size. That's pretty much what I learned on 7 and 8-foot nets.
Yeah.
10-foot I can throw, but I don't get them completely open. 12-foot, a 12-foot's just not for me. But I can throw an 8-foot. 8-foot's probably my favorite. I can open it pretty good, especially a 1/4 inch.
I've got to be the only person in the world, and I want to show a video. I can't find the damn thing.
The 1/4 inch mesh is the easiest to throw, in my opinion. It's just so like supple and soft.
Now, who do you like? You like Betts or Old Salts? You ever heard of those?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I've had them all. I like them all. They're all quality nets. I don't know. I feel like the Old Salts, I feel like you have to condition them. They just the mono seems so stiff. Yeah.
Now, what's the best way to condition them, with fabric softener?
I mean, people say not to do that, but I've done it. I actually like it.
Unless you bait up, I guess if you don't get it rinsed off good, could it?
I don't know if they say that it maybe it shortens the life of the mono of the net. I don't know. But people's always gonna have something to bitch about.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
But I've done it before, and I like it. I like conditioning my nets in Downy fabric softener in the bathtub. It's nice. Throw a couple capfuls in there, run enough bath water just to cover the net and let it soak for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Or you could just put it in a 5-gallon bucket. I always did mine in the bathtub. But
I like it. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool.
There's that fisherman. Looks like you got a nice little tan going on, bud.
Yeah, man, I got hell of a tan actually. Arms, everything, legs.
Yeah, you must have had a pretty decent base tan already. Yeah, looks you got darker.
Well,
you don't really look red.
On the exposed places, yes.
So you went out and caught some. What did you catch? A bunch of vermilion snapper?
We caught some beeliners, caught some grunts, sea bass, grouper.
Beeliners are vermilion snappers, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Threw back a 28-inch gag grouper we caught.
Oh,
a bunch of red snapper also.
What do you think tastes better, vermilion snapper, red snapper?
I like vermilion myself.
I'm going to say vermilion probably.
I would have to go with red. I think red snapper tastes.
I think anything that's illegal tastes better right now.
Well, you know what? You know not to ever listen to anything that Wes says as far as how fish taste, because he says striper's like the worst. Well, I don't think you like striper either, do you?
His ass thinks Long John Silver's is like the best fucking eating fish. So
yeah, Long John Silver's is good. I don't know why you.
Hell no, it is. That's some damn prison food, boy.
Hey, this crispy things. Hey, listen, I'd love to have some Long John Silver's when I was in prison.
I can count on one hand how many times I've had Long John Silvers in my lifetime.
Hey,
I
and
can
then
count one finger because that was the
hey,
last
and the
time I went
Chris-
in.
Hey, look, y'all hate all you want. So I rode up the fucking trailer park. Closest place we had to eat good fish was Long John Silver.
I'm pretty
and I
sure
still
Long
like it.
John Silver's was expensive. It's expensive. Like you could go out for what you pay there.
But it's good. I mean, the little crispy things they used to give them to you. Now they charge you $3 for them.
Little crispy.
Crust.
Maybe
thing.
I had a
The
very
little
bad
crust.
experience one day.
the crust off the fish that they fry in the chicken.
Yeah. Oh, I
Man,
got
them
you.
things are- God, they're good.
Oh,
But Pete's all bougie. He don't know nothing about no Long John Silvers.
Pete is pretty bougie.
Pete Pete didn't grow up catching lightning bugs in mason jars and
Hell yeah, I did, boy.
taking a lightning bug
I
and putting it
did.
on the shirt.
Oh
and
yeah,
wrapping it
I
on.
think we all done that.
Hell yeah.
So how was the ocean, Pete? Was it beat you to death today?
It was beautiful. It was as slick can be.
Oh, really? Dang, I bet you really were looking bougie on your way out there.
Right? Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, that water was so clean today. I'm not bullshit when I say that you could see the bottom 100 foot down. It's that clean.
Man, you had that 300 whistling, didn't
Oh, yeah. Wide ass open. On the
But
right
this is not me to go because his fucking air conditioner ain't broke yet.
end.
you? So you get out there. What'd you
Oh,
do
yeah.
today? Did you anchor up? Did you get on your
No, we
trolling
just
motor?
drifted.
You don't have a trolling motor on that boat.
I do not know. So we
No,
just
you
drifted.
drifted.
Had a pretty good. We actually had an opposing wind and current today. So what little wind there was opposing the current.
Was
different
it hard to
direction.
stay on the fish? Was it hard to stay on them? Like
we were drifting at about 0.3 miles per hour. So it was a good drift.
Dude, why
That was
don't you buy a trolling motor, you cheap ass?
Because I ain't got that HVAC money.
Oh, here we go.
it's like
Hey,
he
I'll swing right
could
back
go
at
on
you,
like he could go on like 5 fishing trips for what a trolling motor would cost.
But that's why I catch more fish than Pete when I'm bottom fishing, because when I find them, I can stay on them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The troll motor is definitely the deal. No doubt about it, for sure.
Hey, dude, listen. You know what I liked about JR too on my boat? You know, I had a walk around. I said, JR, there they
He was
are.
an anchor fish, right?
You know, grab the trolling motor. He'd go up there and put that motherfucker out every time.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Glad to. Something about Wes, man. It don't matter what he does, he's freaking good at it. He gets in
He
there, and
adapts.
hits them hard, and then retires from it, moves on
He
to something
adapts
else.
quickly and then sells all his shit.
It's crazy. You got guys been doing that shit their whole life, and then old Wes Rose comes in there and
He
freaking
comes in there, hurts some
kills
damn
them,
feelings, and then sells
then
all his
gets
shit.
out. Okay, yeah, this is boring now. Let me go do something else for a while.
Yeah.
No, it didn't get boring. It was not cost effective at all.
It was
Say
getting
$400
expensive.
a month. Yeah, $400 a month for a boat and a trailer to sit down there. And in the last year I went twice.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, $5,000 to go fishing twice, $6 a gallon, $6 plus a gallon for marina gas.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but I tell you what, JR, only one time he said he couldn't go every trip out to call. Said, JR, let's go fishing. He went with me. So
Yeah, we got some awesome memories, don't we?
Oh yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
You know, I still like
We
our
even got
first
some memories
trip
with
together.
Pete. We even went out with Pete. Got a video on his boat.
I still liked our first trip together to Short. That was awesome, dude. You remember the people up in the tower with videoing it?
Oh yeah.
And I hollered and I gave them my email. I was hollering my email up to them, and they emailed me the video, the footage.
Yeah. Making it happen.
Speaking of sharks, today is the first time in a very long time I did not see the first shark.
Wonder why.
I don't know.
They're all inshore eating people.
Did you not ask yourself why? Had you don't have a theory yet?
No theory. I think the water was so pristine that the sharks were not there.
So you think it had something to do with the water clarity? Like-
Possibly.
So they're fish. So they're. What you're saying is sharks are lazy. So if their prey can see
They
them,
love that murky water to stalk their prey, right?
yeah. So if their prey can see them, they have to work a lot harder. So they just don't bother. They're going to stay where the water's dirtier. That's the theory. See,
Yeah. It's a mystery, but
You don't know nothing about that, do you, Pete?
I know nothing. I probably wouldn't even drink that shit anyways.
I know you wouldn't, you bougie fucker.
Pete.
Bougie like this damn beer I got from Boston.
What did you?
a couple weeks
What
ago.
did you? When your dad took you to the river when you was a kid and you had to have some sodas, what did you drink? Like,
Who, me?
yeah, were you drinking name brand stuff back then?
It was like Diet Coke, yeah.
Really? Yeah,
Mhm.
we weren't drinking no name brand stuff back in the early '80s when Dad took us fishing. There was no name brand anything. It was all check.
Nah.
Well, yeah. Win Dixie and check cola, baby. I'm
Yeah.
gonna smoke while you got back, guy.
Okay.
All right.
I remember catching my own crickets and empty corn and green bean cans. There was it really didn't work that well. I didn't really catch that many doing it, but
Roll off. Leave roll off. Leave roll off. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
He's wrestling the dog.
you could take an empty corn can and like open the lid like almost all the way, but leave it still barely attached and like push the lid in. So there's just a little gap at the bottom of the can, like lay it in the woods, and supposedly crickets will get up in it and get trapped. They can't get back out, like a little cricket trap. Yeah, I caught a few. It wasn't that great of a.
Hey, Junior, I did a service call last week, and guess what this guy had in his backyard?
Ford.
A doghouse,
Ford.
storage building.
There was 2 trees back there loaded with catawba worms.
Oh yeah,
Loaded with catawba worms. I bet there was 500 on that one tree.
I've always heard those were great. I tried some. Was it mealworms? Whatever they modeled the little flick tail after, the little thing that's got like little segments, the little.
Is it a mealworm or a waxworm?
Waxworm. No, waxworm. Yeah, you're right. Matt, waxworm. I ordered some online. Live waxworm. You can order live waxworms online and it'll ship it straight to your front door.
You can get them at Walmart now, I think, right? Walmart.
Waxworms?
Oh,
No.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Live waxworms at Walmart.
Yep.
No
Yep.
way.
Yes, you can.
I haven't seen them.
They're in the worm fridge there in the sporting goods section.
All right. I'm going to look next time.
Do it.
Yeah. I think
It's
you might
possible
be.
they may be seasonal. I don't know, but I promise you they're there.
I fished with those one time, maybe a couple times. All I caught was brim. I got them for crappie. I was trying to like get a cheat code for crappie, and I went out and hit all my normal spots on Norman. And man, I tell you what, you're gonna catch fish on them every time. But it's gonna be the brim are gonna tear them up before a crappie can get to them.
Definitely. Any commenters out there? Anyone? Hello.
Oh, it ain't before people watch it. See, we switched to Tuesday, so I think a lot of people don't know it or don't realize it.
Yeah, but hey, I tell you what, buddy. The next day,
Yeah,
I looked at our video from last week, and the next day it had 471 views. The very next
a
day.
lot of people watch it. Yeah, Mike Bradford said he listens to it every morning when he goes on his way to work.
Yeah, my buddy listens to it at work every day, Lacey. Yeah,
But
so we got to. The show goes on, fellas. Don't look at how many people's watching.
Right.
This is
Oh, I
for
know.
the people that are going to watch.
But you know, when I was a kid, I remember the first time I did it, I was wanting my daddy to take me fishing. And I said, just take me down the Reds and drop me off. And he said, I'll tell you what I'll do. He said, and I don't think he thought I would do it because he said, you go get you some worms and I'll take you fishing because I ain't buying you no bait. I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I went there and I remember my mama. You remember Shed's butter?
That's way different than Pete getting name brand Cokes and shit. Yeah.
Well, she had a Shed's butter, and it, my mama used to keep plastic stuff like it, to keep food in or whatever. Had a silver.
Yeah, like country crock tubs.
Yeah.
And stuff.
But this was Shed's butter. But anyway, so I went in there and got it, and I heard my mama. She said, "I thought you was tired, Mickey. You gonna take him fishing?" He said, He said, I ain't worried about taking him fishing. He's too damn lazy to go get any worms. Listen, I went outside and got a shovel.
A shovel.
Listen, I messed his garden up. But I found me
You got that good topsoil, didn't you?
Yeah. I got me about 15 night crawlers. He took me down to Reds and dropped me off. That's the first time I ever got my own bait. I remember
Heck
that.
yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yep. That's why Pete can't really enjoy fishing, because he didn't have to do anything like that.
I just walked in my backyard and fished when I was a kid.
Wow. Bougie as hell, man.
Thank you. There you go.
How we're gonna have to next time we go out fishing with this dude, we're gonna have to dip his ass in the water, try to wash this bouginess off of him.
Shit.
No, that ain't gonna happen. Look at that. But hold your beer. What kind of beer you drop? I bet you can't even pronounce the fucking name of it.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Life is too short to drink fucking cheap ass beer. Okay.
Oh God.
Oh my God. What is that? Picasso? What is that?
So,
what is this?
So
Piscato?
anytime I go to a city I haven't been to in a long time, I'll just walk into a random convenience store and be like, all right, what beer is made here? because I want it, And so I got a 4-pack of this right here in Boston when I was there a week and a half ago.
That's awesome.
Came
How
back
much
home
was
with
that?
it.
About $18?
Actually, yeah. Well, they got me because there was no fucking price tag on there. So I go there and counter, and they're like $15.99. I'm like, for 4-pack?
Oh yeah.
That's your goddamn mind, but I don't want to be that guy that walks with that shit back.
Well, you should have known.
Yeah, I know, right? It was like right next to the damn Bud Lights and Miller Lights and all that. I'm like, all right, this might could be pretty good, No, they screwed me.
Good copper on his big old ears.
At least the lady enjoyed it. I liked it. This is the last one left right here. So it was.
Hey, Copper. Hey, buddy.
On TV, tell him, hey.
Hey, Copper. Hey, Copper.
Kitty.
Squirrel.
So presentation, Pete. You went out there today. You started your drift. I'm assuming you marked fish before you started your drift. So you marked your fish. You leave the boat running and put it in neutral. You start to drift back over the fish. What are you grabbing? What's the bait? How are you presenting it? Is it Carolina rig or are you just free lining?
Old chicken rig, pretty much. The sinker in the bottom, 2 hooks above that, bottom, and
2 hooks above.
The game plan was we went to the spot that never lets me down.
Pete, you remember you showed me how to make a chicken rig.
Yep.
And Wes has made 1 million of them, and he's fast at it too.
Are they up for sale since your boat's gone?
Yeah, I remember we went out there. We were fishing.
I got about 100 made out there.
And I know how to make one, but it takes me about 5 minutes to make one. So I'm over there like working it. And Wes is like, if you do this, it's faster. Watch.
Okay. The fastest way, no joke, the fastest way to make a chicken rig is use your big toe.
Yeah. I'm slow. I'm slow at things. I'm a quality guy over quantity. I have ADHD, OCD. I got all that crap. So everything's got to be perfect. My Palomar, I have to bring the loop up, and I have to make sure that loop is on top of that initial knot, and I have to slide it down nice and slow. And I just can't just be doing that. But to each their own. I like things to be absolutely perfect.
I'll tell you what'll kill JR. If you're drifting with a float, don't cast it out there and then pull the slack back and then let line out. He lets that shit out from the boat.
Yeah, no mistakes. I don't want to reel that thing in, and while it helicoptered, while you casted it out, it got fouled, and you're fishing for an hour with a fouled rig out there.
Don't do that with J hooks. You can only foul one with a circle hook.
Well, let's say, for example, you're using cut bait. If you're drifting cut bait or trolling cut bait, if you put it out slowly, that bait on that hook, it stays the same orientation all the way back. It's not drifting and tumbling and turning and getting it foul hooked into the hook, the circle hook hooking itself back into the bait. That way, when a fish gets it and it swallows the bait and takes off running, the hook is the point of the hook is in the bait, and it can't penetrate the fish's mouth on its way out, and you miss fish. Little subtle things like that make a difference.
Quit using circle hooks. You don't have to worry about it.
No, circle hooks are phenomenal. I love circle hooks.
Circle hooks are for beginners.
They are not for beginners.
Yeah,
circle hooks, you better be experienced if you're going to use circle hooks.
That's right.
J hooks are for beginners. J hooks, the fish swallows, gets gut hooked, and he's on there. You need no skill.
I've had just as many fish times I used them. Big fish use swallow circle hooks just like they will a J hook.
We've been over this. The inline circle has about a 98% mouth hook rate. Now the offset circle, you're going to have some more gut hooks, but still vast majority are going to be hooked in the mouth. They're much, much safer than
the big thing too, JR, if a fish swallows a circle hook, it's over.
No, that's the whole purpose of a circle.
I can get a J hook.
That's what happens every time you catch a fish is it swallows the bait. That's how the circle hooks work.
I'm talking about when he swallows that hook.
To the gull. Yeah, the hook. It swallows.
I can get a J hook out.
And as the hook's coming out, the point of the hook is pointed in toward the shank. So as that hook is coming out of its gut, it doesn't hook anything until it hits an opening in the mouth.
How many big striper have you seen me get the J hook out of her gut? You ain't gonna get a circle hook out of their gut.
Well, you're using a Gamakatsu river hook, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Gamakatsu octopus J hook, straight hook.
Yeah, I think those are called big river hooks. I know which ones you're talking about. The great big, yeah, they're beautiful hooks. But I mean, they got a pretty wide gap on them. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
They kind of they got some circle hook traits. That wide gap that they have on them. That's like that stems from a circle hook. You know, it's a J hook has a much more narrow gap.
Circle hooks, though, just seem like they're harder to put bait on. You have to turn your bait almost all the way into the hook to get it to hook. And
Well, when you've done it
I
1,000
get it,
times,
you know,
it's second nature. You just keep practicing. Got to keep doing it.
Oh. Hold on a minute, Gerald. Did you get it, Pete?
What's that?
That booger.
Nope.
All up in your nose.
Nope. I didn't.
Okay, well, Pete is picking his nose. Apparently. So what did you call that rig, Pete? Where the
Chicken rig.
chicken rig? Okay. So you're just using the chicken rig. What size hooks?
4/0.
4/0 circles.
Circles, yeah.
You have to use circle hook out there, don't you, Pete?
You do.
If you're bottom fishing.
Yep.
The fishing's so boring. You just drift over and you're hooking fish and it's fun. But I mean, it's too easy. Like it's just too
No,
easy.
it's not.
It's too easy.
It's too easy with a dang trolling motor. It ain't too easy without.
I mean, it's like it's hard, but it's also easy. Like
It's work. It's work.
It's work. Yeah.
That's a fact, man. You're wore out after a day of bottom fishing
Yes.
for sure.
How deep was y'all fishing, Pete?
Anywhere from 95 to about 105.
See, and usually those bottom spots I got out there were 150 to 180.
That's a haul. That's where you got to go right now for your better fish for sure. But I was too much of a cheap ass for just two of us to go out there.
What you know about that right there?
What is that? A Penn Senator?
This is
that
an old,
Master?
this is an old Penn 309.
309.
Yeah, it's a Penn Peer PEER number 309. I can't
You know,
remember where I
Penn-
got this reel.
Pete, I guess Penn was your Pete. Wouldn't you say that was the first name brand saltwater gear?
Man, I remember like when I was a kid or young adult, whatever, in the early 2000s, like Penn was the reel to have. That's what you had to have, you know? And now no one gives a fuck about Penn because you know what? They're no longer American made.
Yes, they are.
Well, I mean, not all of them.
No, anything sub $600 isn't, but everything, around $600 or more, that's still American made.
Well, that's about the same thing with the Shimano, ain't it? Don't they have
Same with Shimano, same with every
price cut off?
same with every brand except maybe Van Staal, Accurate, Avid. Like there's a handful of brands that are just what do you call it? They're just solely made in America.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Siegler reels, West Siegler.
I'm a huge
Those
fan.
reels are-
Yeah, you made a believer out of me with that. Which reel is it that you
I
have?
got I got the small game narrow.
Oh my god, dude! Pound for pound, that reel is spectacular. I've never felt anything that powerful at that size.
The way he geared those reels, Pete, it's like you got the power of a low speed gear with high speed.
Okay.
It's the most powerful reel I've ever had in my hands, dude. I mean, I'm a huge Daiwa guy when it comes to like round reels. Like I love the Saltist. I love the Saltiga. Well, more of a Saltiga spinning reel guy, but I love the Daiwa Saltises, the Sea Lines, all the way down the Seagates. They make a quality reel, and their Saltis is it's a couple $100. It's a nice reel, strong reel, robust reel. It's like a Zebco 33 compared to that Siegler small game. It's seriously, it's that undergun compared to it. It's crazy. So strong.
John Longest. Hey, send John Longest to invite, Jay.
Already did, actually. Already got you.
Already got him. Okay.
That's when I was busy picking my nose. That's what I did.
Listen, John's got kids. He's got small kids, man. He's probably working his tail off right now. He's probably in there. He's probably sweet talking his wife. Like, listen, these guys are wanting me to come on this stupid show. Listen,
Probably about right. We have officially entered into the U.S. Open. So our boat's in.
All right. U.S. Open are just And there like a bunch of categories on that.
Yes, we're all in every one of them.
You got in all of them. How much that cost?
$2,000.
Spirits. $2,000. Who paid for that?
We all did.
There's your trolling motor right there.
You said you all did.
Without
I've
the
heard,
battery. Without the
you and
battery.
John? Just you and John?
Me, John, Kyle, and Cody.
Okay.
So you
So
won't let me go
$500
over
bucks a
there.
piece.
Correct. Yep.
$500 a piece. Okay.
Wait till the
That's
fucking
not
air
terrible.
conditioning goes out.
Man, I want to take my boat. I want to do that. $500 a piece. If I could get
Sure.
4 guys,
Do
me and 3 other guys,
Do it.
you know, because Wes no longer has a boat. We can't take that Carolina skiff. So it looks like Wes. It looks like I'm the only one between us that has a boat that's capable of handling the seas, bud.
Hell, they ain't gonna go out 5 miles.
I know. That's why I want to take my boat. I'm good for 5 miles.
Hell, I'm good
Do
for
it.
5 miles.
If I break down, I'll get Pete to tow me in. Shoot.
Hell, Alan took his gift to the tower.
Once.
So
I don't
there's
think
a
you'll
rule
ever do
change
that again.
this year. There's a rule change this year in the U.S. Open. No more blast offs.
How they gonna do it?
Everyone goes out there and it's the line's in time now. After those idiots keep on hitting each other at the blast off there.
Well, everybody's done that. They're just following suit, and it's better. It's better that way because if people are going to cheat, they're going to cheat. You know, blasting off together is not going to preventing anybody from cheating. Who cares? There are going to be from time to time, if you got 50, 100 boats in a tournament year after year after year. At some point, there's going to be somebody that's going to put their lines in before the time. Yeah,
I remember last year, the first day of that open, I was sitting there in the inlet. Hell, I was calling somebody on the radio or doing something, and I think it might have been me and Joseph Harrison. And Joseph said, "Yeah, it was Joseph." He said, "Look, come in here." And I turned behind me and look, and here comes a fucking 42-foot Freeman with four Yamaha 400s on it. I mean, it's flying, dude. He come out of the inlet and made that.
Does Yamaha have 400s?
Huh?
Does Yamaha have 400s?
I don't know. Yeah. Yamaha's got 400s.
I know Mercury.
Anyway, it had 4. I think there was 400 Yamahas.
Mm.
And then about a minute later, here comes a fucking Invincible. Right behind. Oh, John said no, they don't.
Out of Little River?
Well, maybe it was Mercury. Fuck, I don't know. It was a 42. I remember that. I mean, goddamn, it was a
I'm gonna say Mercury.
Hey, it was a fucking Freeman. I know, 42-foot Freeman with 4 fucking motors.
Damn, you were doing so good. I was like, damn, I can't believe Wes ain't losing his shit right now. Damn, buddy, he still did. So
anyway, and then an Invincible comes up. Listen, and when as soon as they got out of Little River Inlet and made that right turn, they really let them go. I was like, ah, damn, what the hell are they trying to get to? And then I found out later, I think that was the first day of the U.S. Open. But they could only fish. So how far south were they allowed to go? To like the Charleston Hole or something?
Merle's Inlet is the boundary.
Really?
So Merle's Inlet to Little River?
Merle's Inlet all the way up to Morehead City. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, hell, they could have been at Merle's Inlet in about 3 minutes as fast as they was running.
So when is the deadline to sign up for the U.S. Open?
The night before.
What date is that?
That's going to be October the 3rd, I think it is. Midnight, October
Lord,
3rd.
it ain't too late. I might get in this thing, boy.
Do it. Come on, man. We welcome you. We welcome you, man. The only reason why we're in it early is because, number one, we're all pretty much committed. And number two, there's extra prizes involved for early entry.
What you gonna be using? Live bait?
That's the only way to go, man.
You gonna catch it the morning of?
I ain't telling you jack shit if you
Oh
go.
my God.
Boy,
What?
Boy, figure it out yourself, homeboy.
Well,
Hey.
I already know what to do, man. I already know what I'm gonna
Do
do. I
ya?
want to know what
Do
you're
ya?
gonna do.
Do you, homeboy? All right, now we're gonna actually pin bait this year.
So you're fishing? Okay. There is a Yamaha 400. Okay.
I thought there were 400s, but anyway.
What do you mean you're pin fishing? Like, what does that even mean?
Grab me
We're
a
going to
towel.
pin bait fish.
Oh, you're gonna use pin fish?
We're going to pin bait fish.
You're gonna pin bait fish. So you're like pulling you're rigging menhaden like you would ballyhoo, like with the pin through there.
Sure, yeah.
Is that what?
Give me the complicated.
What
I'm
is
gonna
that?
have
In?
a holding pin at the marina with my fucking bait fish in there.
Oh, you're gonna get them out of a pin. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I mean, like, what kind of fish are gonna live in a pin? Though? What are you
Pogies.
using?
Pogies.
Are you using scale fish?
Pogies.
You're using soft fish, pogies? You think they're
Yeah.
going to live in a pen? They
Yeah.
live in a pen? Really?
Absolutely.
Have you
Go
done
out
this
there, net
before?
bait for several days and throw them in that pen and pull out the big ones only.
Have you done this before?
Yes.
You ain't gonna use no macahoos.
No macahoos. None.
I didn't think that Menhaden would live in a pen.
That's what everyone does, man.
Really?
So if you dump menhaden in a pen, usually you will lose about 20%. So some will die, but the longer they stay in that pen, the tougher they get.
Yeah.
So I wish I had a
they
pen in
become
there.
seasoned.
I'm considering maybe going down there early and using Will White to have his marine or his dock space there. And I'll drop a pin and maybe I can pin some baits a week prior and have them baits right for the tournament.
So, okay. So, yeah, you'll have them nice and seasoned. You won't have to worry about them
Seasoned
dying.
bait. That's right,
stay good. So, are you going to incorporate any artificials at all in your spread?
None.
No, just strictly live bait? Are you just running just like 90-pound single strand Malin with, like a number 2, 4 treble and a
pretty close, yeah, somewhere thereabouts.
What about the hook that goes through the front of the bait? Is it a J hook or?
I use all trebles.
All treble. You go all treble.
Yep.
Okay. Do you leave it dangling, the stinger hook? Do you leave it dangling, or do you stick it in the bait?
Kind of half and half. I'll leave some dangling, and I'll stick some in the back.
Where you stick it at? Where you stick it at? In the dorsal, or toward the underneath the anal fin, or just the side?
You're getting a little in depth here. I'm gonna start calling you Spivey, asking all these damn questions.
I mean, we're doing a fishing show, Pete. People tune in for information. It's just basic generic stuff that you can read online.
A lot of it's half and half, man. Really, some in the back, some in the belly, depending on the size of the bait. If I have 3 hooks, a 3-hook rig, I'll let one dangle always.
A 3-hook rig?
Yeah.
You got to have a pretty good size bait for a 3-hook rig. Jeez, what kind of size menhaden are you using here?
You ain't seen a real pogie, have you?
Obviously not. I've never used a 3-hook rig.
Peckerheads, no.
No, I mean, I've used 10-inch pogie, but I didn't realize you needed 3 friggin' hooks. That sounds like overkill. I think that's where I draw the line. That's where I disagree with you. You tournament fishermen y'all are.
JR sipping on that dang cheap shit. I can tell.
Y'all are such sticklers for like ridiculous stuff. Like y'all don't want to take any chances. Y'all don't want to miss a fish because of anything.
Damn right we don't. No, money's a lot.
When you fishing for that kind of money, what division, what categories is it this year, Pete?
So we are in general entry. We are in small boat. We are tournament within a tournament, super high roller. And I want to say, I think that's all of them. The only thing we aren't in is Lady Angler, and I believe that's the only category, and senior. Hold on a second, I got a work email. Hang tight.
Well, just get you a crackhead girl down there in Myrtle Beach and throw her on the boat with you else. She might be worth $50,000.
Shoot.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't.
So Pete's gonna pin a bunch of bait. Yeah, he's not gonna bother catching bait the morning of the tournament. He's not wasting time.
I probably will. I will do both.
Wide open throttle, but why would you? If you got plenty of seasoned bait in your pin, you're good to go all day.
Plenty of seasoned bait for you might not be plenty of seasoned bait for me. I'm not putting more than 50 or 60 baits in that pen. And that might last us one day.
You don't have anything capable of housing over 50 baits on your boat. You're going to use the stock live well for 50 plus baits.
It will house 50 baits, I promise you.
How many gallons is your live well, Pete?
It is 75, I think.
Man, you better 75. It ain't got no 70. Does it got a 75 on it?
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, I don't house that much bait easy.
Okay. Scotty Cannon said 3 hooks is fine. Yes, it's fine. That's fine. I feel like it's overkill. That's my point. Yeah, it's totally fine. But I guess when you're fishing for $100,000, Yeah, every little thing counts. But I think I don't know. I feel like it lessens your chance. Your bait's not going to look as natural if you're adding wire and an extra hook to the contraption. You know, it's not going to look as natural.
Pete, have you ever had a day where, or if you tried both ways, pulling pogies or pulling live bait versus dead bait, like on the Macahoo? Do you think fish on a certain day would bite a dead bait real quicker than they would a live bait?
Yes.
Offshore, yes. Inshore, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I say yes to both. You never know. You don't know. I mean, what side? What
putting a Macahoo out in the spread just in case?
Artificial bait don't catch winning fish. That's a fact. Or dead bait don't catch winning fish.
What you talking about? You get in a hybrid tournament every year and use nothing but artificial bait.
The man that don't fish nothing but artificial fucking bait.
Exactly.
Hold on, let's go back. Let's go back now, Pete. Say that again. Say that again about live bait.
In king tournaments,
no
dead bait don't win tournaments.
No, that's what you said. Your exact words was live bait does not win. Dead bait does not win. Artificial bait does not win tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what you said.
But why though? I can tell you a good theory as to why. It's because if you were to, how many typically get in the U.S. Open? 100 boats, 100 plus boats.
100. 100?
300.
It really is 300 boats.
Cracker.
I bet you out of the, let's say there's 300 boats.
100.
Is that fair?
Take your ass somewhere else, boy. You know, don't be in that damn tournament.
300 boats.
About 300.
500.
Okay. Let's say out of those 500 boats, I would dare say that 450 plus of those boats are using live bait. If not 100%, maybe 100, probably 100% of them using live bait.
So John's watching.
Are they doing the weigh-in?
John's watching right here. Me and him got a little joke. All right. So last year during the Open, we watched a guy throw his fucking cast net all damn day long. I guarantee you, his ass next year gonna have some artificial just in case.
See, well, that was probably me. That would be me.
That would be you.
That would be me taking my time. I don't care about catching the quantity. I'm taking my time. Everything is quality. When I catch that one fish that I catch all day, it's going to be a damn good one.
I threw that damn net twice first thing in the morning. Got the bait we needed. We went fishing. We came back at noon. That same damn guy next to us throwing that net, trying to catch bait.
You're beating your chest. You're beating your chest. Tell us why. Why were you able to catch it and he wasn't?
Because he was a Googan like you. That's why.
That's not a good explanation.
See, there you go. John answered my question right there. Yeah, we came back
we made
twice.
2 bait stops and he was still there throwing. I mean, you guys are making fun of the guy. The guy's out there. He's obviously learning on his own. You guys were just born salty. You guys were just born knowing everything. You knew exactly what to do, where to do it.
What we're trying to say, this guy is going to be out there next year with damn dead bait and artificial.
I bet he doesn't. I bet he doesn't, because you know why? Because he learned the hard way. He probably is a boomer that probably doesn't even have a smartphone and doesn't even get online and take the shortcuts like I'm sure you did and John did and I did. Everybody did. Oh gosh, come on. We've all learned stuff online.
I have learned on my own.
We have all learned some of our stuff online. Don't you sit there and act like you haven't. You're full of shit.
I don't scroll through YouTube like you and some others might. Seriously. I don't.
Well, then you're behind the times, brother.
I guess I am.
Hey, you say you can learn anything on your own? Is that what you said?
You can if you got enough wherewithal, if you got enough time and elbow grease.
Beer 30. It's time for bougie beer number 2. Be right back.
Hey, Pete, change the air conditioner out. YouTube it.
Go get your Coke name brand beer. Me and Wes out there digging up worms when we kids. You out there drinking Diet Cokes.
All right, well, we're digging into the beer I got from Puerto Rico a couple days ago or last week. There we go.
Digging up worms, and Pete's daddy's coming out on the back porch drinking a tab.
How do you pronounce that? Caja de Muerto? Caja de Muerto. Is that an IPA?
It is.
It is? You be drinking them IPAs, man.
Oh, yeah. Life's too short to drink cheap
How-
beer.
How many carbs are in those? How many carbs you drink in there?
Hey, as much as work I put in today, I'm gonna take all the damn carbs.
I hear you. Yeah, carbs are good, no doubt.
Taking
John
your,
Longus said wrong net. John said he had the wrong damn net. That's why he wasn't doing good. What was
He
he out
did
there
have-
throwing a little 5-foot plastic weight net or something?
Yes, actually, that's exactly what he had.
Uh-uh.
Yeah,
Did you guys help the guy out?
you're not allowed to help tournaments. That's a disqualification.
Okay.
I can't even. If you break down, I can't even tow your ass in.
So it was a tournament situation. Yeah, he was out there on tournament day trying
That's
to
what we're
catch
saying on
big.
tournament day. Yeah, we came back twice, and his ass was still out there.
Yeah.
Well, hey, there was something about that rule in the Big Rock last year. Somebody broke down, and it was rough, and they couldn't haul them. They couldn't pull them, but they did stay out there with them till the Coast Guard got to them. make sure
Sounds
nobody
about
breaks.
right. Yeah. So come
Yeah.
tournament time, you're not allowed to help anyone out unless they are like in real distress, i.e., sinking or something.
Well, hell,
like
they
that.
said this boat was in distress. It wasn't under power, and it was in that water. It was rough.
Yeah.
And Ashley said that other boat said they wasn't allowed to help them. They didn't want to get disqualified, but they stayed right there by them until the Coast Guard got there. But that's some shit right there. I mean, if somebody needs help, help them.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm just going to sacrifice the
Yeah.
$2,000. I don't care. I'm going to help somebody if they need some help. I'm not going to be like, man, I would save you, dude. I know you're about to die, but listen, I'm trying to win this tournament. Okay. So I'm going to sit with you. I'm just
Yeah.
going to sit here and chill and wait on the Coast Guard to help you.
But there's a lot of listen, Pete. You can tell him there's a lot of those guys. I guarantee at least half or more. They're not fishing that tournament for money. They want to beat their chest and say, "I won the Open."
Oh, it's all about ego.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
be
all
the
about
first.
ego.
I'll be the first to admit that I don't care. I don't give one shit about no money.
I'm the first to admit that I want to see a small boater. I don't want one of these big ass $1 million boats to win this damn tournament. I always want a local boy to win it.
Yeah.
Well,
me
fish
too.
don't know what kind of boat you're in, so
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I want the trophy. I want the belt. Give me the belt. I want to hold the belt up and beat my chest. Absolutely. It's about ego 100% for me.
I'm gonna see if I can talk Scotty Cannon into buying us a damn Freeman.
Damn. Why don't you get Daryl Barney to buy a Freeman?
Yeah, Daryl's got that money. Hell,
Yeah.
he wouldn't even buy Jeff Peel's boat. I know he ain't gonna buy us a Freeman.
What's up, Daryl?
Well,
Listen.
Jeff Pill sold his boat and bought a drag car, didn't he?
Yeah. Listen, I've been on 3 different Freemans in Venice. And that's probably the nicest boat I've ever been on or ever be on. But I don't see $1 million+ in them boats. $1 million+ for a boat.
No,
That's
you could
just-
probably get Sea Arc to build you one.
Now there's another guy down there that's got a boat. It's designed just like it's a big catamaran. It's pretty much designed. It's even got the low back like a Freeman, but it was aluminum. And that boat rode. Mike Bradford said it blew his mind how good that boat rode.
That boat that we were on was an aluminum.
Was that it? Was that the
was a
trip you was on with us?
Yeah, it
that
was a
gray boat?
catamaran. Catamaran, yeah, aluminum.
Yeah.
It was $1 million boat.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Sea Arc could build that, or All Weld, or any of these John boat manufacturers. I feel like they could 100% build one of those if they want. It would not be that hard.
I don't know, boy.
It's just big.
Yeah,
It's
that
just big.
take a hell of a mold.
No mold. No, there's no mold involved. Sea Arc doesn't use molds.
No, I'm talking about fiberglass.
No. I'm just, it was an aluminum catamaran. I feel like Sea Arc could build that. I mean, well, Sea Arc already builds like Coast Guard boats and like the Marine Police, those Marine Police boats with the pilot houses you see with the twins that are on all their lakes that are out there harassing people. Those are Sea Arcs.
Daryl Barney said if Sea Arc built it, it'd be $2
I
million.
disagree. I feel like it would be way less. Sea Arc, Sea Arc's a bargain. You get a bargain with Sea Arc if you compare.
Yeah.
No, you do. If you
Yeah.
compare, no, I've already done this math. If you compare
Dude,
Sea
Sea
Arc,
Arc's the most expensive fucking aluminum boat
No.
made.
no, 100% it is not. If you
Well, who
compare,
Who's higher?
Wes, hush,
Who's higher?
shh.
Who's
Listen,
higher?
if you compare Sea Arc versus Tracker, the cheapest boat out there, Grizzly, a Grizzly Tracker 2072 and a Sea Arc 2072. If you compare both, the Sea Arc is way cheaper. The reason the reason the tracker seems cheaper is because they underpower them. They'll put like you'll have a 60 Mercury on there versus a 90 or a 115 Yamaha on a C-Arc. But pound for pound, C-Arc, for what you can do as far as customization, there's no better deal out there.
Okay.
Maybe All Weld or some of these other smaller custom aluminum boat, but Alumacraft or Tracker or even Lund, any of these other aluminum boat manufacturers, they can't touch C-Arc.
Excel makes a good boat.
Excel does make a good boat, but they're definitely more expensive than C-Arc. What's going on,
up,
John?
Not a whole lot. I think you guys hit the nail on the head. I had to beg my wife to be able to join my friends.
Hey,
on
listen, we know you. It's not your first time on the show. We know what's up. No,
yeah,
it wasn't that hard to figure out. What's going on, John? We're glad you were able to make it happen, brother.
No, I'm excited that Pete fucking got to fish today, and I've had to work, and we are registered for the U.S. Open tournament, so that's good.
I knew that Pete going fishing today, and we were talking about the U.S. Open. I knew you'd be on. I was like, well, he'll make it happen tonight. What?
Man, I tell you what, fishing today was like one of the spontaneous things. I was like, you know what? I need to go. Like, it's been forever. The weather is pristine. You
couldn't get in. You were looking for 4 people, right? 3 people? A crew. Well, you said you were trying to put a crew together.
I want at least 3 to include myself.
It ended up just being you and one other person, right?
Me and one other, yeah. But you know, it's back to school. Kids go back to school, so that's kind of eliminates a lot of guys first week of all that. So yeah, and he got sick bad. Like it wasn't seasickness. Like he was extremely fatigued and pretty much had to sleep the whole entire time.
I mean, you say that it wasn't seasickness.
It was
I'm gonna call bullshit. It was. I think
He's
it was 100% seasickness. It may have been
offshore guy.
It doesn't matter.
Very
it may have been
guy.
because he was dehydrated or because
I heard it was like glass out there today, though.
It was, yes.
So I mean, if you get seasick today, there's no hope.
But what are the chances of you going offshore fishing and you just happen to get sick when you're offshore fishing?
Maybe he's got COVID.
The guy owns
now has COVID.
Yeah,
boat.
It's not adding up. The guy got seasick. Period.
And Wes, the guy's name is not Keith. Not Keith.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about Keith. You brought him up.
Do I know him, Pete?
Yeah, Ken. What's Ken?
So is it normal to go out and fish a live bottom to catch for a quote unquote meat haul when you can't catch like striper on your local lakes? Is that normally what guys do?
I mean,
I don't know about you, man. I don't know about you, but sea bass tacos taste better than striper tacos.
Let me tell you what. I went to the Fort Mill Dam. You know, I go there all the time. So I went there Sunday.
Video scaring the fuck out of all of us. My God.
I looked good, didn't I? I'm ripped, dude.
No.
Anyways, so I get there, and as soon as I pull in the parking lot, you can see the dam, and they had a gate open. And when they have a gate open, I can't fish up there. I could catch some fish like in other spots, but the best place to fish is like right in front of the dam. And if they have a gate open, I'm not that brave. So I just left the fishing rod in the car. I just went up there and just paddleboarded for a little while. But man, I wish I'd have brought my fishing rod because there were fish jumping everywhere. I saw some stripers. I saw some white perch. I saw some carp. Like it was just alive up there. Shad were jumping. It was unbelievable, man. I think that this little miniature pre-fall transition that we had this past week where the temperatures kind of dropped a little, it's back to normal now, but it kind of dropped a little. We're less than a month away from the first day of fall. So this late summer little front that we had come through, it woke the dams up because I've been going to the tail race up there, and it hasn't been that alive in a while, and it was absolutely alive Sunday. So I think you can go catch some striped fish. I think that you just have to go up to and fish the tail races.
You probably could.
Yeah.
It was hot today.
It was.
It was fucking steaming today.
It was like humid. Like it really wasn't. comparatively, it wasn't really that hot. I don't know what it was. I think it was like 90.
I jumped in
God,
the water
it was-
twice today. It was that hot.
I was just sweating like crazy. It was miserable.
Yeah, one of the guys building my deck at our place at the lake, he got sick as shit today.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had to go in the camper and sit down under the air conditioner for about an hour.
Now he wasn't seasick.
No.
Damn.
So, have you ever thought about changing up your presentation, Pete? Like, is that really the best? There's not a better rig. Is that the same rig every single time?
I mean,
as the
if
best
I'm
rig?
targeting grouper, I will drop just a Carolina rig with a larger sinker or egg sinker, whatever, long leader.
Okay, so you go
I'll do
Carolina
that.
rig. Do you
Otherwise-
ever use a jig head out there, or you'd
Yep.
have to? Have to be too big, wouldn't it?
Yep.
You know, every grouper I've ever caught, I caught on a chicken rig.
Yeah, I mean, when the bite's on, they'll definitely eat that. But it just seems like when you get that long leader, they seem to be a lot more leader shy overall, and they'll prefer that over a chicken rig.
When they like live bait.
That they do.
Mm.
And again,
No
when the bite's
sharks.
on, you can get cut bait, you can get freaking dead cigar minnows. It don't matter. They'll eat that.
So, John, you said a 43-pound king won the U.S. Open last year.
Yeah. Per Google.
Now, so is it weight for how many? What's the is big fish? Is it what are the how many?
The largest fish, but you get 2 fish, right, Pete?
It's a one fish, biggest fish in 2 days.
Like-
Oh, it's just one fish. Oh,
Correct. One fish in 2 days, but you can weigh in 3 fish for special categories.
Mm. Okay. So
Yeah, but the total prize, because the purse is 350,000 when I was reading, or last year, and biggest fish went to the 43 and a half pounds, $93,000 payout.
So, if you are using menhaden, you go out there and you're pinning bait. You've been out there catching menhaden for a week prior to the tournament. You got 50 good, healthy baits in your pen at your dock. So, do you think the person that has the biggest menhaden is going to have the advantage over the person that has the smaller menhaden? Since it's just one fish, you're looking for a big fish. So it looks like the guy that came across some 12-inch monster Mondo menhaden is going to have an advantage over the guy that has a bunch of 8-inch
I mean, you
menhaden.
could still catch a 20-pound king or even
Right,
a
you
10-pound
can.
bully king on a big bait.
100%. But would you
Right
not
place,
rather
right
have
time.
a
I mean, there's some
Mondo?
luck involved with not just skill. You know, you got to be at the right place.
Yeah.
But would you not rather have a Mondo bait though versus a typical?
In a tournament, personally, yes, I'd rather have
Yeah.
bigger bait,
So
or at least a variety of bait. I mean,
so the guy that puts the time in on the bait is probably he's going to have a better chance than the
gonna
guy
have
that
the upper hand for sure.
upper hand. Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, it's like even let's just say Pete has seasoned bait. A lot of times, like, you know, bait dies out and you've got a dozen bait, and before you go run somewhere else, I mean, we knew where they're at. So you take a 15-minute break and go throw 2 times and
Yeah,
you
right.
got fresh bait. I mean, seriously.
That is a huge advantage.
I mean,
right
but
there.
and now that was the first tournament I'd ever fished, the U.S. Open. And
Do we not look bait catching easy? I mean, we fucking
yeah, I mean, it was definitely. I've never.
Wow,
had
it must have been
and I
thick
think
in
Pete
there that
even
day.
said
It wasn't.
bait
You
is
just have the
plentiful.
eagle eye right here. Is all it is.
Eagle eye. She.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you said it was plentiful and larger than normal, right?
Yeah.
Last year. I mean, but I've gone out there and seen, you know, since I've been going on this year, and I've seen schools of bait, and I have not seen any that big. I
Right.
mean,
So what I said, it really
fine, but I think finding the bigger or, you know, your hardier.
yes. So what I said really isn't plausible because the true advantage, the most advantageous strategy would be
Well,
to run and gun. So like you said, you fish one area for an allotted amount of time, all fresh Mondo baits, and then you get them in and you just throw those baits away. You run to another area, you put those Mondo baits on, you fish that area for an allotted amount of time, Then you throw those baits away. Then you run to another area, all fresh baits. Like every time you're running and gunning, you're putting all fresh, pristine Mondo baits.
You can go through 3 dozen in 3 hours.
Exactly.
You can go through 3 dozen in like 1 hour when the bite's on fire.
Exactly. So if you have the capacity to hold a large amount of Mondo baits, that's a huge advantage, And Pete's boat
depending on where last year we fished close to the beach. We went offshore a little bit. I mean, if you're fishing close to the beach, it's a 10-minute bypass, 15-minute bypass. I mean, if you're running 10 miles out, you're not going to be at your 10-mile spot and say, hey, let me go catch some bait. So, I mean, you do, I guess, in a sense, someone that can hold more bait and get 10 miles out further could stay in that spot all day.
So if I were Pete, I think I would borrow someone's 75-gallon, 100-gallon Shad Shack. And I'm serious. I would max out.
He wouldn't have no room in his boat with a.
I don't care. Screw room. I don't care. Who cares about room? But we're talking $100,000 here. You're gonna have to just make do.
My bait tank, trust me.
I would tell the people that were fishing with me, listen, it's going to be extremely tight. We're going to be like sardines, but listen, we're going to have to make it happen. Okay, we're going to have.
JR thinks these damn bait tanks are like a fucking 5-gallon bucket. I mean, these are pressurized, high pressure bait tanks that are in the boats built in.
Yes, I mean that's nice, but I would love to have all the bait I needed where I could put fresh Mondos on every spot I hit.
Are you going to have 50 fresh Mondos? I don't think so.
I mean, it depends on how serious you are, how dedicated you are. Do you want to go out there and, spend night and day for a week out there, like at night, hitting all the lighted docks at night, catching, good sized croaker, catching some bluefish, going out catching 100 menhaden and only keeping the biggest 10 out of that 100 and just absolutely getting the most pristine baits that you could possibly get and a huge abundance of them and take as many as you possibly could. And everywhere you stop, you got pristine Mondo bait on every single rod that you put out. I mean, if you really wanted to win it, I mean, that would be what you would do if you wanted to put the work in. If you want to put the work in,
Put the work in. We'll be down there Monday, putting the work in.
I'm just saying, if you're not gonna have enough bait to run and gun and have pristine Mondos every single time you stop, unless you take some extra with you. And you're going to do that, you're going to need to take a bait tank with you.
Pete will go down Monday. John will be down Tuesday night. I don't know. I'm gonna see what I can work out. I'd love to go for a week.
In reality, I'll be down there probably Tuesday early morning. I'm not afraid to come down there early, and I'll catch bait that first day. If I'm by myself, I'll catch bait. And
yeah, so I'm gonna let you do that. I'll be down Tuesday night.
Yeah,
I prefer to do that by myself, anyways. To be honest with you,
yeah.
If I'm gonna be there by myself, I prefer to do that versus actually fish.
Yeah.
So JR's entering the U.S. Open tournament.
Do it. No. Don't be a bitch. Don't flake out.
Yeah, hey, listen. I say all kinds of stuff on this show. Like,
do it.
Hardly anything comes to fruition.
I was listening, and you were full on interrogating. You had your little mic. You were like, "And where do you stick the treble?
The back, the dorsal."
I'm like having to turn the volume down. Like, "Hey, honey, can I hop on the show?"
Yeah. Hey, well, John, just FYI, I've been talking to Cody and Kyle. I might bring my lady friend down for the Friday, Saturday, so she can hang out at the house there for a little while. And Cody might bring his wife for Friday, Saturday as well, so they can have a little own pool party while we're gone fishing the whole entire time. Hopefully, we can come back to dinner ready for us. I'm just saying. Got wishful thinking here,
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a fishing show. This isn't the Love Connection show.
I'm just saying, we're trying to make this convenient for us.
I'm just telling you, earlier, JR, you were on like Dr. Love, fucking.
All right. Well, listen. What's better than Menhaden? Is Menhaden? That's it. That's the. What is?
You're asking too many fucking questions, boy.
What's your second favorite bait? If menhaden is the best bait that you could possibly have
Croaker.
for the U.S. Open, what would be the second?
Croaker.
Croaker. What size croaker? Like a 10-inch croaker?
As big as possible. Croaker.
Big as possible.
A
Okay.
dead ballyhoo and a macahoo.
Nothing's too big. So like a 1 pound slab croaker.
That's right.
Would be ideal.
Catch them on
Croaker
dead cigar
spots.
minnows,
Okay.
bluefish.
So how would you fish a croaker? On a king rig?
Same exact way.
Same exact way? Okay.
Just go ahead and enter, JR. You
Come
got
on,
to figure it
JR.
out.
Do it.
So you just gas trolling
I
these
feel
bad
like
boys.
Spivey has been dying to enter for years. Like he talks about this a little bit, you know. I feel like you and him need to like do this to get the experience of what not to do.
I'm putting out drift socks and I'm gas trolling, bumping it in gear, having it going at about 2 miles an hour, 2.5 maybe. Is that what you guys do?
I don't know, stuff like that.
Look,
May-
if you can live bait troll for striped bass, it's the same thing.
Well, I've
Here's
done
the
it. I've caught kings gas
JR,
trolling.
Yeah.
if you pull a pokey
mean,
2 miles an hour, you're
It's
going
the
to
same
ground the
thing,
fuck
though.
out
You
of
can
it.
go. You
Well,
can
let
go
me.
do it.
That's not true. Let me tell you what I've done. I've caught kings trolling up to 6 miles an hour with live bait. You can troll up to 6 miles an hour if you know what you're doing.
I mean, yeah, you can catch them offshore, pulling value.
100%. Yeah. But, what is the ideal? What is the majority of the boats in the U.S. Open that are fishing live menhaden? What speed would you say they're trolling at?
The rule of thumb is troll whatever speed it takes to keep the baits apart. There's no speed. That's
And
it.
well, there's usually an average, 2-3 miles an hour. Is that about right?
Less than 2.
Less than 2.
And,
Okay. Okay. So are you probably got some on some downriggers too, right?
How
Got
long
the
would
whole
a pokey
spread.
last
You
trolling?
got
in 2
are you
miles?
using planers, downriggers? Like how are you getting some baits down, keeping them down?
Downriggers. Downriggers.
Downriggers, about an 8-pound ball. Okay.
Something like that, maybe. I don't know. I can't recall. 6-pound ball, maybe 8-pound. I don't know.
Okay.
He wants
just-
the serial.
you
He wants the
go up-
serial number off your hooks, Pete.
What's that?
So
Wants the
S-
serial number off your
are you-
hooks.
are you doing are you doing like an S troll, like a figure 8 troll?
I'm doing it completely like an S turn. Doing an S turn, figure 8. Make sure we tangle all 6 rods up.
So basically, are you fishing? What is the best structure? Ledge?
What are you drinking over there
Going out
tonight?
to a ledge? Or
Can we ask where you're drinking tonight?
drinking, Henry McKenna.
Oh, I can tell. I can fucking tell.
This is a fishing show. He's just wanting y'all to explain things, explain to people that don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, tell him, Wes.
They don't get it. He's too busy patting himself on the shoulder.
I'm
drinking that
struggling
fish.
over here.
All right. Well, let's talk about your last king trip, JR.
Okay.
Let's go through the motions. What'd you do? Did you go catch live bait?
I went caught live bait. Yeah.
Okay. Pogies.
Pogies. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I went out to Lighthouse Rocks, maybe
So
November. It's November. Water temp was about
you were
68.
offshore a little bit.
Yeah. I had I was using 90-pound Malin and just a haywire twist to a 2-aught circle and about a 6 to 8 inch stinger with a number 4 treble, and the pogies were about 8 inches, and I went through the nostril with the single hook with the circle hook, and then I just let it dangle. I let the stinger dangle. I used to hook them behind the dorsal, but I stopped doing that. I had better luck just letting them dangle, just letting them free flow back there. And I put them out. I got one out on each side of the transom. I got one out about 150 feet, the other one out about 80 feet, and then I have one out in the center about 50 feet, and then I have a trend. Then I have
Are you freelining? You got
everything is
no No downrigger.
Everything is free line. No, I have one on a downrigger. Yeah, I have one bait on. I only have one downrigger. I have one on a downrigger. I have one out about 50 feet, and then I have one in the prop wash. So I'm fishing four to five baits, and I'm troll. I got a drift sock out. Got my gas motor going. Got it bumped in gear. I'm going 2.5 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour sometimes.
Against the current?
Both. Yeah. Is that a good technique?
Yeah. Did you catch anything?
Yeah. I've always done not well, but I have gotten skunked, but not many times. I'm usually good for a couple fish out of Southport. But what I found out is I would always go in the fall. And what I found out was I stopped going before that water temp got 68, and I know Pete 100% disagrees with that. His best time's like in October, I think. But my best time was always in November when that water temp dipped down to at least 68. And that's when I did well. Not really snakes, but I'm not really smokers either. Like, 15, 20 pound.
Biggest kingfish I ever caught. We caught just with a piece of dead bait hanging off the back of the boat. It could have swore it was a fucking wahoo.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, man. Is everybody's got these like dead set ways and techniques, and they got you got to use this certain strip bait. I'm like, man, you could probably hang a rubber band off of the hook and catch a king. Like it's.
Right, look at this, John.
Henry McKenna.
I don't know if you can see it or not.
Look at him! Look at him patting himself in the back now.
Yeah.
Look at him.
That was that trip with me and Scott, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's a big king. That's a 30-pound king.
35 pounds just with a piece of cut bait hanging off the back of the boat.
Now, how far out were you?
About 80 miles.
Yeah.
So
why would them fish hit something different?
I remember the story y'all told me last year about that king. It wasn't a piece of cut bait. It was dang one of those freaking what do you call them? Tile fish you had on the hook.
Yeah, it was cut though. It was cut in half. It was dead.
Was not a tile fish. It was
it wasn't tile.
God, what was that? Was that real beautiful, like blue looking fish?
I don't know what the fuck it was. It was deader than hell. I know.
Or was it a lizard? I think it might have been a lizard fish.
I know it was deader than hell. We had it cut up.
Well, it was dead because it got hit by a king,
yeah.
And we missed it, and it sliced it almost in half, and we left it like that. We were fighting that first king hit it. We reeled it in. The bait was still on it, but it was sliced in half, and it was dead. So we put it back out. It was rough that day, and you put a dead bait out there on the top of the water in rough seas, and it's going to get hit because it's going to look like it's alive because it's going to be moving.
Hey, we were cleaning the boat. I was washing the boat down, putting rods up, and I had forgot about that rod being out there because it was up. It was up in the tower on one of the rocket rod holders on the tower.
Yep.
And that motherfucker took off screaming. It scared the shit out of me.
Yep. I put it out.
I just knew we had a wahoo.
I put it out. And matter of fact, I mean, I kind of already knew this technique, but I remember the show before we went. Pete told us to do that.
Yeah. And
we did it. And Lacey, he watches all of our shows, and he called me after we caught that king, and he asked me how we caught it. And I told him, he's like, "Oh, y'all did what Pete said. Y'all did what Pete said." I said, Yeah, we did what Pete said. It was all Pete's idea.
Dang, look at that. Giving the man credit.
Right.
Man,
I'm impressed.
You know what?
He's deep in that damn McKenna Creek, I'll tell you.
Takes a real man to give some credit.
It does. Pat in the back.
Yeah. So what do you guys see wrong with how I kingfish? What's wrong with how I kingfish? I
didn't say anything was wrong with it. I don't think that those 558 boats are doing any of that.
What do you think they're doing?
Every person has their own little way. It's a little niche in every team out there. Apparently our niche did not work last year at all, but it's fucking turnaround right now, baby.
Yeah.
JR, I was fixing to ask you why you asking these motherfuckers what they did and how they kingfished because they didn't win shit last year, but I was just letting it go on. I don't know.
But at least we wade fishing on like half the damn boats. There was that at least.
Hey, is the weigh in the same place?
Same place, yes, sir.
Yeah. Remember, my aunt and uncle was with me last year when we came down there and watched y'all come in.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it better this year. I know it. I feel it. Can't do much worse.
Yeah. Well, we had bad juju on the last day. So.
Yeah.
Like you said, y'all weighed in fish, you know, so.
So half the boats did not. 2 days of fishing. The
Hey,
last day, man, we should have done caught fishing that last day, but my God, it was just that was a clusterfuck.
Whenever y'all get a break talking about this, how about addressing Skinner's comment?
That's all you, JR. Do it.
It ain't time yet. The water temp ain't fixing to drop down there. Not for the bait scatter.
Is he right?
No, not right now.
He said it's the last hurrah for the tail races. Water temp's going to drop.
Won't happen until October.
They're going to scatter. Yeah, I think that's probably what he's talking about.
Yeah.
The predators will be right behind. Yeah, September is from my experience, is the worst possible month you could fish a tail race.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Won't happen until October. Damn.
So
listen, hold on, JR. I got up at 6 o'clock this morning. I'm going to bed. John, it's good to see you again. Pete, good night. JR, love you, buddy.
Love you, man. Good night.
Well, take it easy, Pete. I will let you know.
Take care, man. Don't work too hard.
Since you don't invite me on none of these trips with all your buddies, you're gonna be a hot motherfucker next year. I just want to let you know that.
Hey, we're waiting on that cooler weather and bigger fish.
Yeah. Says the man that needs his air conditioning fixed.
Shit.
Y'all have a good night.
Hot,
Good
man.
night, Wes. See you, buddy.
Bye.
See you next week.
Oh man, it's a tough bargain there now. Anyways, well, should we end it?
What's the matter? Are we getting too in depth with your techniques on the U.S. Open?
Maybe a little. I don't know. Oh, I lost the beer. There's something there.
Yeah, I mean, I got my computer sitting here, but I think they're just sipping there.
Yeah, Miller Lite. That's a good beer.
I mean,
Less taste. What was the commercial? Less taste, more taste, less filling.
you know, I could drink a handful of these and not feel like shit the next day. Those IPAs, man.
But what's
You drink
weird is the IPAs
three
are
or
like
four of those and you fart all day and you're
paper. They're better for
smell
you.
like fucking asshole.
They have like all these hops that are supposedly a superfood and supposedly are like fight cancer and they're supposed to be like very good for you. And IPAs are absolutely loaded with them. So like it's
I
supposed to
think
be like
it's the mineral water in or something. Something sucks the life out of me because I drink 3 or 4 of those things and I'm like,
probably the alcohol.
I guess I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Miller Lite's 4.3.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You can drink 12 Miller Lights and run a marathon the next day. Those IPAs, man, they hit me like a brick.
Oh,
Man.
They do.
I like them. Don't get me wrong. I also like to just, if I'm going to be rigging fish
It
or
looks like Pete's got a little bit of buzz. That's why he's ready.
oh,
To,
offshore.
he's about to overshare.
Hey, keep in mind, I woke up at 1:30 this morning.
Oh, did you?
that's-
Oh, well, thanks for coming on, Pete.
Yeah, all right.
Appreciate you sticking in there
I'm still
and
good though. I'm still good.
persevering for us.
Oh, for
All
sure.
right, guys, we'll
Oh,
call
for
it.
sure.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We'll see you next week on the Real Fisherman Show. Good night, Pete. Good night, John.
Take care, man. Stay out of trouble.